devote yourself to prayer, being watchful and thankful. And there are a few words I'd like for you to highlight in your notes. This is in your notes. I'd like for you to highlight the word devote, because prayer requires devotion. There's so many things that war for our attention, like cell phones and text messages and news on our phones. So much that pulls at us that prayer requires constant devotion. It's not that we're the kind of people that we're going to say, well, we're going to lock ourselves in a room and only pray like monks for 18 hours a day and sleep for 6 and come back the next day. It's that in our lives, we're going to devote throughout the course of the day our hearts, our minds to prayer. And then Paul says you do this by being watchful and thankful. And what gratitude does is when I'm grateful, it points me back to God. I was watching this show last week. It's one of those home renovation projects. I watch these. I'm in a home renovation right now, so it gives me hope. It's not going to be like this forever. And it's like the eternal hope. You know, it's like you see the future, it's going to get better than it is right now. So I watch these shows. And in the shows, what they do, the one I'm watching right now, they're families, they leave for the day, they're gone. This crew comes in, they redo their house, and then they come back at the end of the day, and it's like a massive makeover of the house. At the end of the day, they walk back in, and the house is just beautiful. And I love watching these shows. There's varying degrees of gratitude. Now, everybody's grateful. Everybody that gets their house redone, nobody's like, oh, why'd you put that color counter there? Why'd you do that? And, you know, if they do, it's not on the camera. But I love the gratitude that I see when I watch these shows. And sometimes there are people that are so grateful that it's moving. Like you're sitting there on the other side of a TV, just I'm in tears watching this mom as she's weeping over the house that she had wanted her whole life and somebody else provided. And the thought occurred to me as I was watching this show. When I looked at this family that was so grateful, they were followers of Jesus. You could see their Bible verses on Netflix, so it's not a Christian show. And they're followers of Jesus. And at the end, they're so grateful to God. They're so grateful to the people that have helped them. And they're just, I cannot say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the phrase that popped in my mind is that gratitude looks good on every single human being. There's not a person on the planet that gratitude does not look good on. In fact, you might say to your neighbor right now, gratitude looks good on you. Just tell them, gratitude looks good on you. I was thinking about smiling. This is a little bit of an ADHD moment. And I was thinking, smiling looks good as well. But there's some people that smiling does not look great on. Smiling looks great on almost everybody, but gratitude looks great on every human being. And isn't it true that gratitude it's attractive? So when Paul says be watchful and grateful, we're about to talk about chewing on carpet. I'm going to give you a phrase called chewing on carpet with prayer. That is like this watchful begging God to do what God promises to do. But it's in conjunction with gratitude. So it's when I come to God, I am so thankful for how good you are, God. So kind, so loving. And I'm also going to ask you to do what you've already promised to do. So Paul is drawing a line. I want you to see, Paul is drawing a straight line from prayer to sharing our faith, prayer to making a difference with our lives.